So, you're thinking about getting an electric vehicle in Malaysia? Well, you're going to want to listen up because the entire rulebook is about to be rewritten. We're talking a huge policy shakeup that's going to affect everything from how much you pay at the dealership to how much you pay every year just to keep it on the road. This means it's not just about what EV you buy anymore. Suddenly, when you buy it is becoming a super critical decision. And why? Because the government's whole approach to EV incentives, it's getting a complete makeover starting in 2026. Right now, we're kind of in this golden period. It's a sweet spot with full tax exemptions that make EVs look really, really good. But that window, it's starting to close. Come 2026, a massive policy change kicks in, and trust me, it's going to draw a very clear line in the sand for the entire market. Let's dig into what that actually means. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll look at what I'm calling the Great Divide, imported versus locally made EVs. Then we've got some amazing news, the big relief on your road tax. After that, we'll uncover the government's master plan behind all this. And finally, we'll wrap it up with a simple roadmap for you. Okay, first things first, let's talk about the sticker price, the number that really matters, right? This is probably the biggest change, and it creates this huge new distinction that all boils down to one simple question. Where was your car actually built? Now, to really get this, we need to get familiar with two little acronyms. First, you have CBU, which stands for completely built up. Think of it as a car that arrives in Malaysia fully formed, ready to go. Then you have CKD, or completely knocked down. These are cars that are assembled right here in Malaysia. And that difference, well, it's about to become everything. And here it is. This is the absolute core of the change. For CBU cars, those fully imported EVs, the tax party is over on December 31st, 2025. Done. After that, they're likely going to face the full whack of import and excise duties again. But for the CKD cars, the ones assembled in Malaysia, that awesome tax exemption gets extended all the way to the end of 2027. That creates a massive 2-year advantage for cars built locally. So what's the big takeaway here? It's simple, really. The government is basically waving a giant flag at car makers saying, hey, come build your cars here. For you, the buyer, it means you should probably expect those fancy imported models to get more expensive from 2026, while the locally assembled ones will have a really clear price advantage. Okay, so while the initial price of some EVs might be going up, the government is also serving up some huge, and I mean huge, relief when it comes to the long-term cost of owning one. This is the part you're going to love. Yep, you are seeing that correctly, an 85% reduction. Starting January 1st, 2026, the road tax for electric vehicles is set to drop by an average of 85%. This is an absolute game changer for long-term ownership costs. So how are they pulling this off? Well, they're getting rid of the old system and bringing in a new one that just makes way more sense. It's all going to be based on the power of the electric motor, measured in kilowatts. It's fair, it's simpler, and it ties the cost directly to the car's performance. And let's look at what this means in the real world, because this is where it gets exciting. Just look at the Hyundai Kona E-Lite. The road tax is going to plummet from 243 ringgit down to just 70 ringgit a year. The Aura Good Cat and Nissan Leaf, both are going to be just 80 ringgit. This just shows you how much actual cash you'll be saving year after year. Okay, so we've got two huge things happening at once. One policy could make some cars more expensive to buy, while another makes all EVs way cheaper to own. So what's the deal? What's the big idea behind this two-sided approach? Well, this isn't random. It's a really smart, coordinated strategy. On one hand, they're using tax breaks to build up a local EV industry and attract investment. And on the other hand, they're slashing the road tax to make owning an EV a no-brainer for more people. It's a classic two-pronged attack to boost adoption, hit those green energy targets, and they're even planning to review it every 5 years to keep it effective. All right, we've gone over the policies, the numbers, and the grand strategy. So let's bring it all home and talk about the most important part. What does all of this actually mean for you, the person who might be buying one of these cars? Here's your simple game plan. Step 1, find out where the car you want is made. Is it a CBU or a CKD? Seriously, this is the most important question now. Step 2, do the math. Don't just look at the sticker price. Factor in those massive road tax savings over the life of the car. And step 3, timing is everything. If your heart is set on a fully imported CBU model, you really should try to buy it before the end of 2025. After that, the price is almost certain to go up. So when you step back and look at the whole picture, the message is crystal clear. The era of just relying on fancy imported EVs is winding down. The future for Malaysia is all about building them right here at home, making electric cars more affordable, and getting them into the hands of everyday Malaysians. By encouraging local production and slashing ownership costs at the same time, Malaysia is making a really aggressive move here. It's trying to become not just a place where people buy EVs, but a place where EVs are actually made. The big question is, will this bold strategy be enough to push Malaysia to the front of the pack in the whole region? Only time will tell.